live feed again. The energy, as we know, has been a bit different. So, oh, and here comes our lovely fat furry friend. Hello, what are you doing? Would you like to say hi to everybody? Here, come on in. Say hello quickly. Tell everybody hello. And then you're going to go because you're wild and crazy. Right? Right. So, all right, you've made your appearance. You must go. All right, there goes my blanket. We're not. Okay. We have company. We have company. Maybe unwanted guest company. All kinds of things. Anyhow, moving on from that. You can tell everybody hello. Say good morning to all of our friends out there in YouTube world. Huh? Okay. Are we allowed up there? Nah, not really. So let's get down. Let's get down. Thank you. All right. I hope you all are doing well. Let's start off with Happy New Year. Happy Equinox. Still correct. Still no smoking. Absolutely. We are 4.5 weeks into me gaining weight. Happy New Year, right? I've talked about it since January, that January 1st was not our new year, but it would be the Zodiacal new year that would do us favors. And here we finally are. Happy Equinox. Fantastic, Neptune. Congratulations. I hope you're handling it well. Good morning, Shatoya. Frequency in my ear changing already, guys. Oh, goodness. So yeah, so Happy New Year. Happy Equinox. Hold on, my blanket. I use it for the cushion, right? Like I'm old and I need to be adjusted here. So I don't know, bear with me. But so yeah, Aries season started and the equinox is here, right? Spring, we're through the first quarter of the year. Hello, Michelle. Yeah, I'm right about the same amount. Not super happy about that, right? My jeans are not my best friend right now. That's my plan soon, right? Back to the gym, getting back to things. Life's been a little crazy lately. Good afternoon, Melissa. Good afternoon. So let's see. I don't know if you all watched, this is a collective, so this is for everybody. But if you all watched the Scorpio read, it was the last one. It could have been the weekly, right? I had that mediumship kind of thing from Pennsylvania, huh? That's interesting. Good morning to all of you, or good afternoon wherever you are in the world. It's morning here. Good morning, Christopher. In that read, it took a weird turn. Well, I'm glad that you were able to catch it today, Amy. Fantastic. But in that Scorpio read, I had that weird energy come through in mediumship of that child. And hello. We're all well. We're all very much better now. I talked about watching, if you had boys, specifically between the ages of 6 and 10, to pay attention to things. This child, I don't know, all I could tell you is to go back and watch that video. Very odd. And if you all recall, a couple of weeks ago, I said to the Scorpio Collective, shock, electrical stuff, right? And then that same night for me, my stove caught on fire. And that was also coupled with electrical issues. It was the one about the electric stuff was a weekend read about 2 weeks ago, going on 2 weeks ago. And then the beginning of this week, so it had to have been Monday, whatever date Monday was, or Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday, I did a Scorpio read again for the week. I think it was listed as the weekly. And I talked about a little boy, or maybe it was an impromptu kind of read. I can't remember. What I'll say, because I'm not going to go too in depth about this, but what I'm going to tell you all is, we mark these videos as for entertainment purposes only, right? We have, you know, in this society, we have liabilities, you know, it's CYA, right? Cover your own ass. And we'll call it for what it is, right? Speak the truth on what things are. And that's what I have to do, as long as every other reader out there does too. And, but the reality of what happens as a result, or what we actually see, what comes to be, right? And the communication that I've had with you guys, you know, on a personal level here, you know, in the comments section, you validate, what is said in my videos, or anybody else's for that matter, right? How it resonates. I had an experience yesterday, partially in alignment with what came out in that video. And I said, keep an eye on your kids for the next 2 weeks. Make sure you do. I'm 100,000,000% serious about that. And I am not a fearmonger, but there is, you know, the world we'd like to live in, and there is the world that we really do live in, right? You ever see those watchdog websites keeping track of sexual offenders in your neighborhood, stuff like that? It's hard to fathom how people can be a certain way, but they are. And what I will say to you is, you must be vigilant of your surroundings. You must pay attention to the things that are going on in your neighborhoods. You must keep an eye on your kids. And everybody needs to speak up when they see something. And I had to. What I will also say is, you know, something that I heard one other reader, I don't follow too many other readers on YouTube. I'm very, very particular about who I listen to. She had spoke about Venmo, right? Or not Venmo. No, I take that back. My apologies. It was Vimeo. And how they were kind of putting people who were selling, whether it was content or whatever, in a very precarious position at the beginning of the year, that if we decided to use Vimeo for extendeds or anything at all, that we would have to be in full disclosure of our addresses and our personal stuff, right? Yeah. Thank you, Vanessa. And you know, that puts us in danger, right? We readers have, whether you're a reader or just a content creator or whatever it is that you do, we all have personal lives. And we all have to recognize the fact of privacy and our own security, because while we sit here on this side of the camera, we become open to a lot of things. You know, we try to trust and give everybody the benefit of the doubt, but the reality is we don't know who's on the other side of this camera. You guys show up in the comments, and I've had the privilege of talking to many of you, and it's been fantastic, and I love that. But there is our privacy, and it is our families and our children. And we have to be very cautious of all of those things, not just, you know, and I'm not saying it via anything happened to YouTube. I'm not laying claim to anything like that, but just like our normal privacy, right? We need to pay attention to that everywhere. And we need to be vigilant of, while there could be 1,000,000,000 good people in the world, there are people out there that are not. So, and I'm not saying just for the next 2 weeks, pay attention. I'm saying always pay attention to your surroundings. Defend yourself, right? And I'm not encouraging any sorts of anything, just CYA here, right? But you take care of yourself. You defend yourself, because I will tell you that in my world, it is FAFO, fuck around and find out. I will make a scene. And not because I am looking or seeking attention, but because if attention needs to be brought to something, I absolutely will do just that. And I don't care. I will not remain silent. And it was funny. I got on YouTube this morning. just to, I listen to, some different things, maybe some Esther Hicks or something like that, just always keeping myself in a better frequency, right? And I seen another reader, which I don't really pay attention to, but I forget what the title of what it said, what it said was. And it was only a couple minutes long, and I thought this ought to be interesting. And I listened to it, and she said, I can't remember what the hell the comment thing was, or the title of her video. Something I don't know. I can't remember now, but I guess somebody was making comments about her body, and she just went off. She went the fuck off. Good for her. Good for her. It was basically to the point that people were judging her. So I don't know. I felt the need to address those couple of things before we get into this video, to these cards. But ultimately, right? Ultimately, thank you all for being here. As always, thank you for the ways that you show up, supporting of the channel. Personal reads are open. Email is poetarot.444@gmail.com. Hello, Gareth. Hello. If you are interested, send me an email. I will provide you with all the details that you need to know for the way I set things up. I do try to be pretty flexible. This weekend might be a little difficult, but we'll find a way. We always do, right? We work together. That's the joy of this. But with that, so happy new year to all of you, right? Happy new year to the new Zodiacal year. So now we can say it's 2025, right? It's now the year of 9, because things they're really coming to an end. So I'm gonna light this candle. Birthdays, right? It's a new Zodiacal year. Yay. And it's white, pure ivory, right? Ivory makes me think of the elephants, right? So people maybe, God, I hope nobody's poaching elephants. That shit makes me sick. There are some malicious, there are, and you have, life, right? Whether it's life or the internet or wherever, you really got to pay attention to that. Happy New Year. Happy equinox. We are a quarter of the way through 2025 already. Crazy, isn't it? The first 3 months have been something. I said last year, it was like January 1st last year in 24 didn't feel like a new year. And exactly, Gareth, they're all over the freaking place. And it took us a while. It was like February was... Hold on a second. Interesting. Huh. Okay. Anyhow, but it was like February was the new year, right? And then this year it was just that Aries season vibe, right? Aries season. What was that, right? Something I wasn't anticipating. Surprise, surprise. I mean, guys, I'm sure you probably can't see me at the moment, and my apologies, but I had to look at something. But I had a feeling. I'd sit down and something would happen, and here we are. I think it's just gonna wait. I think it's gonna wait a minute. Who knows? I might run a couple of lives. Who knows how many times you'll see me pop up here. Yes, yes. And I was looking, Gareth, at the time exactly, and it's like I think it was actually at 5:05 this morning Eastern time is when everything switched over. So happy Aries season, right? Happy Aries season, wherever you are in the world. Happy New Year, happy Aries season, happy equinox, happy all the things. I don't know about any of you, but I was actually having a conversation with somebody that I know really well this morning, and we talked about like the mental health, the energy, the illusion, right, of Pisces season. And hello, Derek, and all of the chaos that has come in tow with it. It's really messed with our minds, messed with our heads. I know, like, I won't say that I've felt delusional by any means, but what I have felt has been a very different energy. As I was preparing to sit down and do this little video, there's some cards. We'll see what it says. I'll probably jump back on later because I have a lot of things going on. I'm gonna have to wing things, I guess, for the next week, maybe. I don't know. It's weird. But I kept hearing, I forget who sang it, but it's the end of the world as we know it. And it is. There's a new era. There's a whole new way of living that's coming in for us that I spirit it's like coming back into old times, right? Christy, oh, you're in Australia. Well, thank you for showing up. I appreciate you. Yes, Dylan was like a bell, wasn't quite loud enough. REM or REM, yes, it's the end of the world as we know it. Frantic, lady, is it Hellebug? Lady Hellebug? I can't read. I need glasses. It has been frantic. I think that's probably the best word, without a doubt, to describe it. And it's like, and it's also had this tinge of like, hurry up and wait, right? Hurry up, we've got to get this done. And oh my God. And then you do it and it's like, okay, next thing. And then it's like, just everything flatlines and nothing's going on. And you're just like, okay, wait a minute. What was I doing? Why am I here? What the hell is going on? Right? I won't, are we going to say, Derek, that the world is just going to go kaboom? No. Hi, Wes. How are you? Hello, Damien. Kate, all of you. Just tumultuous. Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, all things, right? Amy, think about the next 3 months. What's important to you in the next 3 months? What are you trying to accomplish? And listen, as this solar new moon comes up for us, what a time to manifest. Perfect time to be manifesting, right? I always tell people, be a little cautious, right? Like, be clear. We're in these eclipse energies. Eclipse is just boom, right? It's all over the place. My license. Do it. Get it. You can do this, right? Have faith in yourself. You can do it. But when we talk Derek, when we talk about the world, coming to an end, metaphorically, right? It's a new era. Nothing is going to be the same. It can't be the same. Do you want to live under the conditions of the bullshit that we've had to learn and live through and deal with for the last how many years? I know I'm not a fan of those lessons ever again. Like I'm chill on that. Like I'm good to go. We're done with it. Aw, Georgiana, thank you, honey. I hope you're well. It is. It's been very crazy. Look at all of you showing up here. I'm going to be sentimental for a hot second here as this new year begins, right? If it was not for all of you, this channel wouldn't exist. I could do this all day long. And the cat's jumping all over everything, so pardon the thuds in the back. He's feeling pretty wired this morning himself. This channel wouldn't exist if it weren't for all of you. I mean, I'm going to tell you, this is pretty much what I do full time. YouTube, personals. I used to believe in that corporate world, and I've had a conversation with another client not long ago about like, am I telling you to get up and be irresponsible and leave your real, I want to say your real life, right? Like this isn't like some magical fantasy bullshit we're living in, but your responsibilities and stuff. No, I mean, we obviously have things we have to be practical and take care of, but at the same time, why can't you live your dreams? Why can't you make money and support yourself and your family doing the things that you love to do, right? When we talk about manifesting, thank you, app. Thank you very much. Talk about the manifesting. Think about, I've done so many different things, right? I've got a couple degrees. And this is the one thing that I have done practically my entire life, naturally. And never did I ever see it as, oh my goodness, you're so large today. Stop it. As a profession, right? Because we're told this is what we have to do. Let's do it this way and on these terms, and we have to do this and we have to do that. And, you have to work 9 to 5 and you have to sell your soul to the devil and you have to work for minimum wage and, you have to pay insurance, and you have to do all these things, right? And I'm not saying, I see, I see you do. F.A. Ritz reaction, dealing with a Scorpio. That can be good and that can be bad, right? Just like I'll say this, any sign's got good traits and not so great traits, right? Where are they? Are they living in a space of higher vibration, right? Every sign has good and negative qualities. I mean, I'm a Scorpio myself. We are extremely loyal and dedicated to the things that we commit ourselves to. And on the negative side, we can be obsessive compulsive psychos, right? We can be obsessive, we can be manipulative, we can be very secretive, um, very schemy, you know? It just depends on the person. Thank you, Gareth. Um, so it really depends. People always have a choice as to what they're going to lean into. And I could be a shitty human being if I wanted to. I make a conscious choice not to. It's where we choose to be. People do change, right? I don't know. I don't know. All I can say to you, FA, is, I mean, your personal situation is just that. It's different. I don't want to say it's different, but everybody's got their own situation. I do a lot of Scorpio readings, but I also don't just read for Scorpio, right? I read for everybody. So if you're interested in a personal or something like that and want to dive into your personal situation, I'm always open. I mean, that's what I do. That's what I'm here for. Email, POE tarot, TAROT.444 @gmail.com. You can reach out to me. Chestnut checkers, amen. Right? Yeah. Your ego can be your best friend and your ego can be your worst enemy. You get to decide, right? You get to decide what part of that you fall into. But manifesting, right? I was talking about manifesting. It's a good time to manifest a lot of things, right? There's a lot of reasons to kind of step up to the plate right now for yourselves. It is a new era and things do need to change. So it's not the end of the world. It isn't like kaboom, it's gone. It isn't like the Armageddon or whatever. It is, the energy is shifted. The energy is changing. I mean, just look at the world around you. It doesn't matter what part of the globe you're on. It's all changing. It's all different. It's all shaky ground. And humans get scared of that, right? Like there's a change that I can say, like the changes that are happening, some of us are going to be really open to it and some of us are going to be really closed off to it. And I think that all of us are probably going through these changes right now in various ways. And some things we're really open to. We're like, yes, I want that. Let's do the thing. We ride at dawn, bitches, let's go. And then for others, they're like, and even the same person could have something else going on. They're like, I'm not ready for that change, whether I choose to acknowledge that or not. Like I'm not quite ready for that one yet. I myself have been pushing for certain change here recently because you can see my surroundings have changed beyond my control. And it's been a rough ride. So there's been things, I'm going to be honest, like me, I'm still a human being as much as I do this every day. And I'm like, fuck, I wish this would just get done so I could get on to the next thing, right? But for whatever reason, Spirit has left me in this odd space going, I need you to be here for right now. And Spirit, thank you. Trust that you are wherever you need to be. So myself included, you included, right? We are where we need to be in that moment for whatever reason. And even if things feel like they're standing still, as I noted in the one read the other day. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you, Dawn. Reach out to me. You as well, Paquita. What was I talking about? I don't know. Either way, just be open to the change. Be open to the change. It's necessary right now. Let's pull some cards. Let's see what's going on. And I'm probably going to leave this here because I've got a lot of things I do need to sporadically work on today. So I might get back on later. Who knows? If you see me, join me. If not, we'll chat soon. Yeah. Gareth, I like that. You know, I don't know, Christy, as I was just reading your comment, like, Spirit said, what if we all just survived? And like, when they say survived, I'm not talking about like, oh my God, if we just, staying in survival mode, but like, what if we all just, thank you, Spirit, what if we all just did it together? What if we all just acknowledged each other and said, I get you're afraid. I get that our world is changing, and we'll start with from the very top of the pyramid, if you will. Our leaders, they make some crazy decisions sometimes. We're all afraid, okay? Acknowledge it, let it go, don't let it rule you. Maybe you're a single mom for the first time in your life. Maybe you're a single dad. You're like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. You will. You're not the first person. What if you're getting ready to go through a divorce? What if you're learning to love again for the first time after 20 years? And you're scared to death that you're going to get hurt again? What if you're ready to leave that 9 to 5 because you want to follow your passion? You're like, I don't know how I'm going to pay the bills. What if you just believe? And what if we all just looked at each other and said, I know your fear. I've been here. Or I see it. I get it. But I'm here for you. Even to the mother or father or sister or brother who's lost their loved one to addiction. Right? Good or bad. You think about it. How many of us have gotten married under the conditions and the commitments and the vows of through better or for worse? And somewhere in the middle of that, we've misconstrued for the worse as you get to take advantage of me and you get to run all over me. And then we've taken the better as I'm only going to hang around if everything's good, right? And we've forgotten that the worst means just being with somebody when things are difficult, not because we're trying to fix them, not because we're trying to change them, but simply we stand in unconditional love. And even in unconditional love, sometimes unconditional love is divorce. Sometimes unconditional love means you will never talk to that person again in this lifetime because they are not healthy for you. Boundaries, right? There's so many different ways of seeing things. But Spirit, what if we were still all there for each other in some other kind of way? Maybe that's what this new consciousness looks like. Maybe that's what this new era is about. That we actually use empathy for what another person is going through. We see them exactly where they are. We are all connected. I don't know. Call it a tangent, but it came in from Spirit, so there it is. Whatevs. All right, so this really cute, for those of you that are not on the, channel memberships, right? So channel memberships too. God bless those folks of mine who have been so amazing. They have shown up for me and they've subscribed to the memberships, not just subscribed, but they're paying for those memberships. I've gotten one video out to them, I think, in this month, and I could say I'm sorry, but I'm going to tell you guys this too. Do know that I appreciate all of your love and support. You keep me being able to do the things that I do. Otherwise, I would be, I don't know, making picnic baskets on the side of the road somewhere. Who knows? Not quite this girl's thing. Not my passion, right? I don't want to sell watermelons. But I still too, the one thing I have to say, and I would hope that you say the same thing for yourself, is you must prioritize yourself in this next chapter. We must take care of ourselves. And, part of me being able to do this as a intuitive, and part of me doing this as a Scorpio, is needing to have the time to transmute the energies. I don't just, I walk into a room and I know. I walk into a Walmart parking lot and I fucking know. Anything. And I hate to go, I know, like not in an egotistical way, but I feel stuff. Yesterday when I was out and I had that situation that related to that prior video, it was scary. It was a very scary situation. It was a very intense situation. It could have turned into a matter of survival, right? I had to come home and transmute that energy. Very scary. So guys, just remember, for yourself, even for me, we need to have the time to handle our stuff, especially when you're on this side of it, right? Like, we have to heal. We have to work on ourselves if we're going to be a conduit for others, if we're going to be a guide, right? For others, because how are we supposed to help somebody else when we don't even know what it means to go through that? Or we don't understand that feeling or that fear or that awareness or that situation, right? So we have to have time to process that too. But either way, channel members, you can join the memberships. They should be up in the more link, the more thing. If you go to the channel itself and start kind of going through the page there, it's been a little confusing. But more content is coming. It's just timing, right? So that's that. All right. So anyhow, this Affirmators deck, though, it's cute. It's quirky. It's cute and quirky. And let's do something cute and quirky to step out into the new year on a brighter note for all of us. I don't know why Gemini is everything I just said. Everyone's a teacher. I love this deck. It's so cute. Look at this. So you got this big ass rhino. It's kind of like Vin Diesel. You know, there's that inky dinky little mouse. Look how cute he is. And it says, everyone's a teacher. Everyone I cross paths with is a teacher in that moment. The ones who give me the fun lessons are the ones I call friends. The ones who give me the hard lessons I sometimes call a-holes. They've chosen a tough job, but someone's got to do it. So today I'm thanking all of the a-holes. Thank you, a-holes, for playing your part in making me a better person. There it is. So Gareth, I love it. If we took a breath, you know, I've said, like, I've had some very difficult situations in my life, like, and do I necessarily like those people that have shown up as a-holes? No. I'd be lying if I said I did. But the grand scheme is that gratefulness and that gratitude, right? That thankfulness for the experience, because it's been about our experiences the whole time. To go, you know, if I didn't have that situation with that person, right? I never would have come to know that lesson. I wouldn't have learned that, and it wouldn't have helped to make me into me. So you think about all of the things that you've had to go through to get to where you are. And if you hadn't had those experiences, what viewpoint or perspective would you have that would probably look nothing like it does as a result of dealing with those a-holes, right? And it's so necessary. Stop playing small too. You know, it's like a-holes, like I'm looking at this card too in Spirit. It's like there's bullies. There's bullies out there. There's bullies in the world. We're going to, Spirit, we're going to stick with that card. I'm going to do a reading on that card and that card alone, and that's it. We're going to leave it there. There are bullies in this world that tell us that we can't do things, or we shouldn't do things, or we're not good enough to do things. And politely, fuck them. People want to tell you that you can't. Like, I think about Stuart Little, right? Like, I don't know what dream, you know, he was going to be a race car driver, he was going to sell the boats or whatever, right? I forget what all happened in that movie now. But just because he was a little mouse didn't mean that he couldn't accomplish things. He wore clothes, he carried a suitcase, he talked to Snowbell the cat, right? He did all of the things. And did he have challenges? Sure. And I know some of you're probably going, oh my God, you're talking about an animated movie. I know. But you know, that's the thing too, when we talk about our intuitive side, is the most intuitive people are kids because they've not yet been conditioned to the ways of the world. After age 7, like, fucking forget it. We've been conditioned. Right? I love me some Stuart Little. That's one of my favorite movies. I've made my daughter watch it with me so many times. She's like, I don't want to watch that again, Mom. I'm like, it's cute. Let's watch it. Like, I'm rooting for the underdog every time. So it's like, what if being that young and that curious, and I've said it before, I don't know if it's been on YouTube or in personal reads, but, you know, we believe that Barbie can be anything. Barbie is going to go live on the moon. Tonka trucks can build a whole city. Like, Legos come to life, our robots come to life. All of those things, right? And we believe in that. Christmas, Santa, the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy. We just believe. We don't question it. We just believe in something that we can't see. And that is having faith. That is having blind trust. And not letting some bully who's either jaded or living so much in their own space of fear that they tell you because they don't feel like they can, that you can't. It's bullshit. Some of you are going to have some, spirits calling it wise talks with somebody. I don't know if maybe a bully in your life, it's almost like they're starting to surrender to something. It reminds me of somebody, you ever see like one of those videos that, I don't know, animals, they'll fight and they'll fight and they'll fight and they'll fight and they'll fight. I forget what animal that was. Like years ago, I seen a video and like this, I forget, shit, I can't remember what it was, but this animal would fight for like, just to fight until it like had nothing left. Like it damn near killed itself, literally, because it just wouldn't stop fighting. It was just fucking schizo, like just on completely nuts, right? But in that video, this animal was just losing its mind to the point that it had worn itself out so hard. I mean, you think about your kids, right? I know I use kids as an example, so my apologies to anybody who doesn't have kids or anything like that. But as myself, that's what I relate to as a parent, right? But like, you ever see your kids throw a fit one day? They're so tired to begin with, they throw an ever-loving fit of like no end to the point that they literally just pass out and they're in the back of the car. They're just done. Like they were done to begin with, and that was the icing on the cake. That's kind of the same energy that this bully is in, where they have fought and fought and fought and fought and fought to the point that they had fought with everybody else. Then they were fighting with themselves, and they have just plumb worn themselves out. They're just done. They got nothing left. And I don't feel like they're, why do loud your voice? They are, Garrett. It is. They're doing what they think they were brought here to do. They think that they're standing in some kind of, I don't know. I don't even know what the word is for it. I look like your mother. Probably too young to be your mother. I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows? You wouldn't want me to be your mother, trust me. But they've worn themselves out. They've worn themselves out. And I don't think that they're necessarily coming to you for advice. Exactly. I don't think they're coming to you for advice, collective, but I do think that there's some kind of interaction. I don't even know if conversation is the right word, but interaction. That it's almost like they're looking to you for some kind of answer. Don't be surprised if you have an awkward moment with somebody as part of this new Aries. Thank you, Spirit. New Aries experience that is odd. Like the quick-tempered might start to settle down a little bit. And I don't think that these are people, collective, that really wanted to fight with you or something to that effect. Like they were just very headstrong, right? You think about the negative sides of Aries. They can be quick-tempered, impatient, prideful. It's like you ever meet somebody who they just won't admit that what they said was wrong. Like, you could have had conversations around, I don't know, birds or something, and you raised and cared for doves or whatever it was, and like whatever this person said was the biggest bunch of shit. Like they wanted to sound like they knew what they were talking about and they had no idea, but they just won't admit it. And it's like, why won't you just say like you were wrong? Like it's not a big deal. Just be forthright and go, yeah, I didn't really know what I was saying. Or I misunderstood something, so I spoke on something I didn't know anything about, right? It's like this situation or this person can't quite admit to, just spirit, call it for what it is, being wrong. But all of a sudden, it's like, you have people that won't really apologize, but they'll come to you and be like, so, it's like your spouse or something going, hey, you want to, you had an argument, and then they're like, well, you want to go for dinner? Like, is that your shitty way of apologizing? Just say you're sorry, right? Like, and say you're sorry and say why you're sorry. Not just that you're sorry, but why you're sorry. So it's like that, right? It's like that what if we just acknowledge that we weren't right? We were living in an egoic space. So I do think that you're likely to have somebody pop up that they're gonna have they're surrendering on their own, but not to you and not to the world, but to the complete exhaustion of themselves. Like they have worn themselves out. They got nothing left to give. They're just done for, completely done for with the whole thing. So do know that you are a teacher. You will be a teacher. Melissa, I just want to kind of say, like, and it's okay to let them go. Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to get into it on here, but it's okay if they got to go their own way and figure it out for a while, and you're just, oh well. Don't be a spirit. Don't be a part of it. Don't be a part of it. Hi, Kristen. How are you? All right. What else, spirit, on this? What else on everyone's a teacher? And for some of you too, like your new job path, spirit, your new job path or your passion path. All right. Your passion path is, I love it, Gareth, is in part because of these a-holes, right? Like I'll go to an extreme here and say, exactly, right? Yes. Born to learn, 82. Yeah. I mean, again, are they coming to you and going, this is why I'm sorry? Or are they saying sorry to get, out of the doghouse kind of thing? Do they mean what they say? And use your discernment. But where was I going with this? Son of a seahorse. Family does not mean entitlement, Melissa. Remember that. Family does not mean entitlement. It means we share DNA. And P.S., we share DNA with monkeys. Are you going to let a monkey come in your house and sling shit because you share DNA? No. Keep that in mind, okay? I'm a little unforgiving. Oh, that's what I was saying. So some of you, it's like, I was going to say an extreme would be like, God forbid you dealt with somebody who, was an addict, right? And then you decide to become a counselor for addiction, right? Those assholes are turning into people, or have helped to turn you into, again, you've learned those lessons. So who you become. You wouldn't be leaning into helping people in that way if this situation didn't happen in the past 20 years, is what I'm hearing specifically. So somebody eating corn chips as we speak. I can taste corn chips right now. So I don't know, something about corn chips as well. That was so random. I can't eat corn chips because I'm allergic to corn. Yeah. It's really not good for you. It's pointless. It's a pointless vegetable. So anyways, just, yeah, whatever you're teaching, like, you may actually be changing jobs, you may be changing paths. Alchemy, magical alchemy, transmutation, right? Taking that energy and not letting it be the thing that runs you into the ground because of somebody else, right? Like, don't let that be the thing. Spirit guides, you are being guided. Spirit, you are being protected. You are coming, oh gosh, you are coming into balance throughout Aries season. So if you have been struggling, and I don't care what sign you have been struggling. Here, look at this. Get the fuck out of here. I'm seeing 23, I'm seeing 32, mirroring energies, 2 5s, massive change on the horizon. Spirit guides, right? God, how I love spirit. There's your 30, right? If you've been with me for any length of time, you know I like numbers. Numbers is my game. And then we've got 33. 333. This is answered prayers. I seen that number this morning. I also seen 444 and I seen 888. Numbers are going to be highly significant in your path right now. Pay great attention. 55 viewers right now as we speak too. So there's your 5-5 I just spoke of. Seeing a higher truth and discernment, looking for signs. The numbers are your signs. The people that make you feel this big, I don't even know where it came from. Maybe it just came out of my mouth. Usually I'd be like, yeah, son of, cheese and crackers, or son of a, who knows, but seahorse, there's a new one. Who knows with me? It is what it is. No idea. Anyhow, the numbers are the signs. And the people who think that they have some authoritative power over you, or they are that bully, that's a sign. Like, they're not your spirit guides, right? Like, they're not your guides, but it is a guiding point. So you think about, like, if you're out in the woods following a trail, maybe every, 3 to 6 feet, there's an orange dot on a tree to let you know that you're on the right path. And those assholes, they're your orange dot. Like, you're dealing with them, you're on the right path, and you may be exhausted yourself from it. Like, they're wearing themselves out in the process. You're like, when does this shit end? Right? It's coming in Aries season. Spirit, you have arrived. I kept seeing that Taurus card in the Astro Codes deck, and it was, I think, or Taurus was cultivate. There's another card though, but it always reminds me of Taurus. First house of arrival. Arrival. First house. You have arrived. This is it. And for some of you, you may not realize, like, what you've just walked into, what you're walking into this weekend. It might take you a couple of days, but you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it in your bones. Some of you, okay. And it's funny because I kind of got this feeling yesterday. I kind of had my own little moment of, like, I don't do too many, we all have rituals every day. Hell, brushing our teeth is a ritual. Going to bed is a ritual. But those, magical moments, if that's what we want to call them, where we sit down and we, like, burn our sage and do all the things. Like, I do the simplistic things. I keep it simple. But I've been called to do something much larger, and it's coming, right? It's coming. But this weekend, in between the eclipses, this is the bridge, Spirit. This is the bridge. This is the bridge to the gaps, or that covers the gap. So this past lunar eclipse, that's the moon energy, right? Then we're going to move into the solar, which is the sun. This is going from the dark, the illusion of Pisces, into the light of Aries, right? The fire of Aries lights the way. Rubber stamp and trademark my shit. I swear to God. No, I'm kidding. Son of a seahorse. I love it. Things come out of my mouth sometimes. I don't even know where the hell they come from. They just come out. You know what? Born to learn. You don't even have to work around the bullies. Like, this is like, don't see them as a roadblock. Don't even see them as a learning curve. Just keep going. Like, if they're in your way, you ever have your animal, like, I love my animals, right? Like, obviously you guys hear them, see them in the background and whatnot. I have to pause the videos to, put them back into check sometimes. But if I'm walking, they better move. And not because like it's a control thing or anything. It's just like it's courtesy, right? I don't want just as I would teach my kid, like, excuse me, pardon me, you step out of the way, right? Respect your elders kind of thing, to a point, right? Respect is given or earned, not given, but still be respectful. Same thing with my pets. Like, you're in my way, you need to move, please, and thank you. If those bullies are in your way, politely get the fuck out of my way, I got things to do. Right? So let them pitch a fit, let them wear themselves out, let them get crazy, let them whatever. But you have arrived. This is the arrival point on something. So underneath the energy is Temple Secrets. I just seen the Devil when I flipped the deck, then I seen the Emperor, and there's the King of Wands. Some of you could be dealing with father figures in your life that really, they really got something to say. Let's see here. Four of Swords, Six of Wands. There's just too many cards. I'm going to look at these, but I'm going to put them back in. The Strength card, Leo, and the Seven of Pentacles. Spirit, subpar behavior leads to subpar attitudes, which means they can't become anything they thought they would be. I feel like this is in correlation to those bullies, the ones that have taught you, right? So when I said to you earlier, like, they're secretly, thank you, Spirit, they're secretly in competition with you as well, right? So these could even be people that have never even so much as like looked at you sideways, collective. But then all of a sudden you start to see little things, like maybe you go out and you buy a new vehicle, and 3 weeks later, Dan down the road shows up in a bigger truck than yours. And you're like, well, that's cool. I like your truck. You're rooting for Dan. Dan's like, oh, I still like yours though. But it's weird. It's like they show up and they're nice, but they're not like they're nice, but I don't know. It's just gotta, like, you feel like it's almost I don't know, a little shady, a little passive somehow. That's a little bit strange. Like they just I don't know, like they make it sound like they care, right? They're supportive, but then you see them do shit, and it's actions, right? Pay attention to the actions, not the words. Literally, King of Wands in the reverse with the Page of, or the King of Pentacles. It's using the material side of things, the material gain of things, to leave some sort of impression here. Judgment being called on this, along with the Emperor. You are the reckoning, right? You are the reckoning in this situation somehow, collective. Spirit saying you just need to stay on your path. You just need to stay on your path. Grab an oracle. I guess that's it. Look at that. Queen of Swords. Stay determined, stay focused, stay in truth, stay in integrity, stay in all those things. Oh. Hey, Melissa. BS. That's right. There's been a lot of BS. Don't be afraid, Spirit. Don't be afraid to call people out on their BS too. Arrow, focus. But focus. Look, if any of you are in this energy of, like, there's a real strong point here for you to say what you mean. I had to go to other people yesterday and go, look, do you see what I see? Because this is not good. Like, this is very scary. This could be a very dangerous situation. But it's like not saying everything that you need to say. It's not saying all the details. It's not being super specific. It's like, you could just say to somebody, it's like somebody says something and you really don't like it, and it like is maybe derogatory or something, and you're like, you might kind of laugh it off, or you might go, well, yeah, where I come from, we say it like this, right? It's almost kind of like you're trying to pad the experience. The Spirit's telling you not to be a fickle bitch and just say, listen, you just pissed me off. You just offended me. You just did this. You said that. You hurt my feelings. You didn't stop to think about this. Like, it's not like, and don't walk around getting offended just to get offended either. Like, our society has become a little too soft in my opinion, but that's neither here nor there. You're going to have some thick skin to get through this life, because if you take everything personally, right, the 4 agreements, you're going to be pretty fucking miserable. That's just the reality of it. You're just going to be pretty freaking miserable, and that is just honest. So do know that. But Spirit wants you to stand in your power, right? I said to you about the Taurus Cultivate card. I picked up this deck. It was laying face down. Look what's on the bottom. You will put the fires out, ironically enough, in Aries season. And as you do, the fire within your belly is going to grow. And as it does, hello, Taurus season, let's cultivate. Is that April 19th? Yeah, April 20th, 19th, 20th. We go into Taurus season. It's going to be a very fruitful time for you. A lot of things coming into the picture, into foresight, into understanding, Spirit, into love. I like that. Good morning. Good morning, May. All right. What else? Pisces. Pisces season has made us ultra sensitive. It's like a condom. Like how hard would you like it? Would you like to feel it or would you not? Like, that sounds horrible. I can't believe I just said that. Thank you, Spirit. Like, that's literally the comparison they gave me. Do you want to feel what it really feels like? Oh God. Oh God. Anywho. Old Tauruses. They can be amazing and they can be shitheads too, right? Just like, Scorpios, I can be great and I can be a shithead too. I don't know. This is like Spirit's like, let me give it to you raw. Right? Pun intended, maybe. I don't know. Jesus. Oh, God damn it. I'm trying to keep this PG, and the things that they are saying, I can't even like go there. Oh my God. There's the idiom, the adage of, taking it with the pants up, we'll put it that way. Like, how do you really want it? So that could be the feeling that you've had for a while. But now it's like, let's see what really does happen, kind of thing. Right. So, all right. Trying to find yourself a Libra. I'm going to take the 5th. I don't know what sign you are, but the only thing I will say is if you are a water sign, and no disrespect to the water signs or the air signs, but stay the hell away from an air sign if you're a water sign. Don't do it. 10 out of 10, I don't recommend it, okay? Indigo, huh? Irony in that, if you only knew. Neptune, vision, like your forward focus is going to be required. What's this fickle thing about? I'd see Pisces and Virgo. Pisces and Virgo. Listen, I don't care what sign you are. I don't care what's in your north node. I don't care what's in your south node. This Pisces and Virgo thing is, just different than what we've dealt with, right? It's just very different. And it's making us have to stand up. Like, this is, getting even more clear about things, right? Our feelings are coming back into things, or coming online again, and we're having to address these things. This is a different way of doing life. This is a different way of it all. And we are having to really look at things for the reality of what it is, and that it's got to be a feeling. It's got to be from deep within. This is where you stand out. This is where you're literally review in the 12th house with the sun. It's illuminating what peace and harmony looks like. 3 5s right here. 3 5, 4 5s. 4 5s right there. You don't have to get aggressive in things either throughout Aries season, but damn it, you got to stand in your power, right? Leo energy, stand in your power. Rest assured that you're doing the best that you can. Don't let anybody knock you off of knowing that you're worth something. So what if they're, if they're bigger than you, right? This hippo or rhino, he's a rhino, not a hippo, my bad. It's real simple. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. The bigger the ego, the crash and burn from that eventually is going to happen, and it's going to hurt. It's not going to be a scuffed knee. It's total ejection. Boom, 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 boom. Won't be a life raft for that shit. Spirit. And those are the ones who are going to take it hard. Thank you. Look, and this isn't about like getting retribution or hoping something ill on anybody else, but this is just really the idea of it all, that people who, maybe this is you too, who knows? It's not just one or the other, but people have spent that last 18 months in Aries and Libra being fuckers, because we are ending Aries season, the eclipse season here very soon. What is happening in the world? Everybody's blowing me up right now. Like if they did not live in integrity during that period of time, and they, gave it to you with your pants up, and you had to take it and fucking like it because there was no other choice for a little while, right? Good, I'm glad. That time frame's over, right? That time frame is really done. And I don't know that I don't know that I want to call this karmic anything. But it's real simple. What goes around comes around. So if you've taken it for far too long, the end of Pisces season is the end of you taking anything like that again. It is changing. Timelines might be a little off. Like just because Pisces season is done doesn't mean that poof, in that moment everything is fixed, right? It's a process. But it's happening. Everything has to play out a certain way so we get to that result the way that it needs to be. Because people have to learn, they have to understand, they have to have this experience, right? So that's kind of part of this. So, okay. All right, Spirit. Okay, Spirit told me to get last words of advice on this video and then let it go. I don't know. I might join you all later. We'll see. I got a lot of things happening over the next couple of days. So we'll go from there, right? We'll roll with it. All right. So yeah, guys, I would say just prepare for, as far as the channel goes, right? Channel memberships are open. Join me. Join others, right? I do other stuff over there. It's been a slow process in some of the things that I've wanted to do with the channel, because life has happened. But they're coming. I trust in the divine process of what Spirit is giving to me as we need to move. So I trust that intention from Spirit. I trust that play, the plays of how it goes, immortality there. I trust that. So that, and then personal reads are open. P-O-E, tarot, tarot.444@gmail.com to book with me. I'll provide all the details there if you're interested. Again, thank you for those of you that have donated to the channel. I had a couple of donors yesterday, I think it was yesterday or the day before in the live feed that I did. So thank you for that, and just all the ways you support me here. I'm forever grateful. Thank you for the last year and a half of me being consistent in this and showing up and you know, you all like, I don't know that there's ever going to be the words, like the right words or enough words to express how it feels to be on this side and have your love and support of what I do. And that it's been, my thing though, is that it's been helpful to you along your journey. So I appreciate the feedback as well. So thank you. Thank you very much. All right, let's see. Last words of advice here on this message today, Scorpio, for Scorpio, I think it's out of habit at this point. Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. I love all of you. I truly, truly do. Okay, Spirit, for everyone's a teacher for the collective. This new year, letting go, literally, like we're closing a chapter. The teachers you've had are the teachers that will be no more. It's a bittersweet ending for some things, right? Even places, situations. Thank you, Donald. I appreciate that. It's a bittersweet ending, right? It's like you got to go smell the roses. You got poked at quite a bit, probably stung. You needed a few band-aids. You've been through the Jagger bush. Oh shit, right? We took maybe a detoured kind of route. I'm so glad you're here too, Shatoya. You're welcome, Sarah. Thank you. It's a bittersweet ending to that zodiacal year. Spirit, the roses are now things are gonna start to bloom again, right? If you're in the northern hemisphere, spring, southern winter is coming, right? And you're gonna be reborn as well in another way. You're on display, but your creative flow is coming in. I don't care if you're in the northern or the southern hemisphere, that creative flow is coming in. And Spirit is just telling you, roll the dice, like take the leap of faith. Take that blind leap of faith. Are we going to have moments? Of course we are. It's how we're going to keep learning. But it's time to come out of this isolation. It's time to come into this change. It's time to get ready, because now I keep hearing and seeing the Three of Pentacles in the Light Seers deck. And I'm going to show this card to you. And I was at a red light the other day, and I said to my kiddo, I was like, look, red light, yellow light, green light, go. And I think I might have actually even said that in a video here not long ago. So I'm going to say this to you. I'm going to find this card because I think you need to see this card for one. And then I'm going to leave it there, right? I'm going to leave it there. Like, you need to see it. You need to feel it. You need to know it. You need to acknowledge it. And then we're going to go from there. Thinking, oh my God, everybody is, you know, when they reach out, when everybody's like, oh, wait a second here. Let's reach out to this person, that person. They feel you pulling away. Remember that. Red light, yellow light, green light. Look here. 2 lights, and it's time to go. And there's 2 green lights in that particular card. Red light, yellow light, green light, go. 1, 2, 3. Those 3s. Oh, P.S. 3 of Cups. Who is that? Let me go back here first. So thank you so much. I'm glad that you have found relief here. Happy New Year. To back a while, right? We are doing good, Megan. I hope you're doing well. 33, right? Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. I'm leaving it there. I am leaving it there. Again, over the next couple of days, depending on what I've got going on, which I even know at this point, kind of playing it all by ear. I may be back on here to do lives. I will get Scorpio's weekend readout at some point. Bear with me. There's new things coming, and in time, in the right time, I will share all of that with all of you. Take credence to those messages that I've put out. Eclipse season is going to bring in a lot of fresh stuff for us. It has. But it's also going to bring out some of the fucking weirdos and the creeps. It's going to bring out people who are evil as well. And I seen that yesterday myself. And all I can say is should I ever, and God forbid, protect me and my family, and all of you be in that situation again. I will never, ever, ever be so, I won't even say that I wasn't quiet. But the Lord knows that my actions will be very, very different. And I will be the last person you ever look at. Tell you that. Like, that way. That was something. That was something. So you go back and you look at those videos. Gareth, thank you. Yeah, same Tuesday was bad for me. Yeah. Thank you, Mark Ryan. I appreciate you. I very, very much appreciate you. Thank you for that. You guys are amazing. You really, truly are. Every time, every way, every little bit that you show up as yourselves, you comment, you participate, you support each other in these feeds. You are amazing. You are an amazing part of this community. You do. Just those ways you show up. So thank you all so very much for all that you do. Much appreciated. I will see you all very soon. Take care of yourselves. Happy New Year. Happy Aries season. Happy equinox, right? Do some great things. You all have an amazing day. I'm sending you all a ton of love. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And I will see you all very, very soon. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you very much. I appreciate you all. There we go. All right, guys. You take care of yourselves. Much love. Bye-bye.